manufacturers continue to introduce new vehicle technologies, it's important that all drivers learn how they work and how to use them effectively. This is especially true for mature drivers, as many technologies such as blind spot warnings and reverse backup cameras can enhance driving safety and the driving experience as we age. Jodi Olshevski from the Hartford Center for Mature Market Excellence and Joseph Coughlin, the director of the MIT AgeLab, join us this morning to talk about some findings from a new study and to also talk about how new technology can benefit older drivers. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this technology. What did you find that mature drivers are most willing to adopt when it comes to technology in vehicles?
You know, the study we just conducted at the Hartford in partnership with the MIT AgeLab was really focused on understanding what mature drivers or boomers, if they're willing to adopt these new technologies. And so we put in front of them a list of 7, and the 2 that rose to the top were blind spot warning systems and backup cameras.
And certainly when it comes to blind spot warning systems, we know how important those can be.
That's exactly right. I think one of the changes that can happen as we age is that we notice some differences in flexibility and range of motion that impacts our ability to turn when we're changing lanes. And blind spot warning systems can just be really very helpful with helping with that.
And what else did you guys learn from this study when it comes to more mature drivers and what they're willing to accept?
I think what's really exciting is that one things we found is that was counterintuitive to what a lot of people think, that older drivers are indeed willing to adopt and accept new technology. In fact, our study with the Hartford indicated that if they had previous experience with any kind of technology, that they believed that they could trust it and that they were able to learn it, they were far more receptive to having these new devices and systems in their cars.
Well, and you're using certainly some of those rear view backup cameras in vehicles, and I know my vehicle has that, and it is such a help because sometimes you just can't see everything that's back there.
That's exactly right. They really can be useful, helpful, and you know, most of our participants did associate these with improved safety, which is in fact the case. And so we think it's really important for mature drivers to pay attention to what these technologies are and to understand how to use them.
And certainly sometimes I would suppose some can be a little bit apprehensive when it comes to trusting these technologies. You guys say it's so important to really be familiar with what they are and how they work.
Absolutely. And in fact, education is one of the main themes that our research indicates, that the Hartford and MIT AgeLab really believe that people need to understand these technologies, shop around, and become familiar with them. And in order to do that, our work and our guide that we've put together can be found at thehartford.com/cartech.
And it seems like a lot of these technologies are pretty user-friendly.
That's exactly right. We think if you can, this is why we put this information in our guide, if you can understand what they are and how they work, there are so many resources that are available now. We suggest you print off the checklist we have in the guide, you take it with you if you're in the market for buying a new vehicle, ask the car dealer to explain how they work, and then spend some time getting familiar with them, even drive around the parking lot or do whatever you need to do to feel very comfortable before you actually get out on the road.
Sometimes we can have those vehicles for a couple of years before we realize all the technology that's actually available in those vehicles, right?
Absolutely. What we're finding is that there's so many new technologies that are coming out, and they're coming out rapidly. But if you choose wisely, you learn how to use the technologies, you'll find that they improve your confidence, your comfort, and above all, your competence to remain safe behind the wheel.
And certainly that's what it's all about. Thank you both so much for your time this morning. Can you give us that website one more time for that guide?
Sure, it's at thehartford.com/cartech.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.